Hello everyone, welcome back to another anime review. And yes, we are reviewing an anime called Steins Gate, if you're all familiar with it, which is a very recent anime, but not too recent, maybe a few years back. So yeah, this is Resolution, the solution for your anime needs. And yes, but what exactly is Steins Gate? What is it all about? I am not sure. Can we get some sort of idea, please?
ここはね、7000万年前の地球だよ。
マユリ？
オカリンはタイムマシンでここに送られちゃったんだ。
Wait, huh? He was sent here by a time machine? So what is this anime all about? Time travel? What? I was hoping for some fan service here, right guys? Or some, romance, more kind of like anime, if you know what I mean. I mean, Steins Gate, doesn't that sound so romantic? No, but no! Steins Gate is about scientific stuff. But yeah, let me explain it here. So Steins Gate is set in the summer of 2010, approximately 1 year after the events that took place in Chaos Head. Wait, what's Chaos Head? No, actually I know what Chaos Head. I wonder if you guys do. If you don't, look it up because I'm not going to be telling you because this is an anime review on Steins Gate. So the anime takes place in a popular city in Japan called Akihabara. Physical locals of Akihabara, like the Radio Kaikan building, which can be spotted in the anime, or it's the main building that it partook in the beginning of the anime. If you haven't seen it, I think. According to Chiyomaru Shikura, who headed the planning of Steins Gate, Akihabara was chosen because it's an easy place for acquiring hardware parts, which makes it an ideal place for people interested in inventing and tinkering with things. So the anime involves a guy named Rintaro Okabe, who calls himself a mad scientist. And the creator said earlier his name, I said it earlier. It places in Akihabara so people can, tinker and stuff. So as a scientist, this guy likes to make stuff. And supposedly he made this time machine. But what about our main character here? What does he look like? I'm pretty sure you guys saw him back there, but who is he exactly? You mind showing us, anime? Well, there are his eyes, but where is his whole figure? That's Mayushi. We're gonna talk about her later. I don't know where that's coming from. There he is! Yay! Yay! There's our main character. Woo! Okay, so what about him? The player assumes, or the main role is him. He's the protagonist of Steins Gate. Okabe is an eccentric individual, a self-proclaimed mad scientist, as I said. Often refers to himself under the alias of Kyoma Hyoin, I guess, which is also the name he uses to introduce himself to other people. Mayuri, that girl over there, and Daru, which is some guy, we might see it later, refer to him by the nickname of Okarin. So yeah, this guy creates a group. Does it say what the group here is? But no, he creates a group that kind of helps him with his gadgets and his labs and his kind of testing about, a lot of gadgets. He didn't start with time travel. He started with other stuff. And so the thing is that the time travel gadget was created off a phone, I think. I'm not sure about that, but yeah. I don't want to explain the whole thing and ruin it for people so they can just watch the anime here. But then again, this is a review. So why is this anime so special? The fact is that people, were expecting, as I said, don't really expect an anime as scientific as this one is. When you think of time travel and you're like, What? No, that's boring, man. Show me the romance, show me the comedy, show me the other stuff, you know what I mean? But no. Why would I review such a lame anime? No, it's not lame. This anime is quite awesome. It is quite unique. We wouldn't look to see of an anime about time travel. And see, what they did with this anime is that they took an idea that people wouldn't normally do. And usually that seems very hard. How would you be able to make a good anime out of that? But you know, there have been other animes that took an idea that seemed a bit risky but made it into something good. And I bet you guys know what I'm talking about, because when I say it, it's gonna create some sort of spark. The anime I'm talking about is SAO. SAO, I'm just gonna say Season 1. I'm not gonna talk about Season 2. Season 1. Season 1 came out surprise during the summer, I think. And people were like, whoa, this kind of interesting plot. How were they able to make such a thing? You know, the plot of being in a game and dying, which reminds kind of people about The Matrix, if you know what The Matrix is. I hope you guys are still... Shut up, phone. I hope you guys are still know what The Matrix is. I mean, that's quite an old movie, right, guys? But yes, the plot is unique in the fact that people wouldn't really think about that and really know where to go from it. So, back to Steins Gate, time travel isn't a topic you'd usually see in anime. So, how are they able to create an anime with such topic? The reason why they were able to do such a thing is that they took time travel, they took some drama into it, they took female characters, and they added the unexpected. Romance. And let me go to
An ally bank, no branches equals great rates.
Well, that's not what I was going to talk about, but let me bring you to a scene where I will explain about the romance. Hello everyone, I'd like you to be introduced by the other main characters, Kurisu Makise, the girl with the red hair, and Mayuri Shina. So let's talk about Kurisu. So, Kurisu Makise is the main female protagonist of the anime. She is a neuroscience researcher at an American university and can speak and read English well. Having had her research published in the academic journal Science at the young age of 18, Makise is extremely talented. She skipped a grade in the American school system. She does not get along with her father and has not spoken to him in many years. Okabe often just calls her assistant, or one of a number of nicknames he comes up with, such as Christina, the zombie, and Celeb Sev, none of which she likes. She is considered a tsundere character. She likes the characterization as well, strongly objecting whenever Daru mentions it, which is another character I mentioned earlier. Mayuri is a long-time childhood friend of Rintaro and is a bit of an airhead. And as you can see, she looks kind of like a little girl. She has kind of like this little girl attitude. But she has a distinctive sing-song way of speaking, and she typically sings "doo-doo-doo," if you guys know that, which is like the best part of the anime. But no, these were unexpected additions to an anime about time travel. We weren't expecting kind of connections of a mad scientist to two girls, one childhood friend, and one tsundere. Wouldn't you usually see those kind of anime characters in a romance? And yes, and as I said, Steins Gate actually added an unexpected romance, and I will not spoil that for newcomers. Did I say newcomers? That's weird. Newcomers and that wanted to watch the anime. But yes, so don't expect that this anime is gonna be all sci-fi and all weird. But they actually add unexpected things like drama, and they have some good comedy in there, and then the romance just, it's kind of like that right punch to the face when you see that romance. It's amazing. So the anime, does have, confusing parts. You have to really connect your mind to the anime, and you have to really understand the topic. Time travel is not an easy subject to deal with, both in anime and both in understanding it. So of course it was hard for the creators to make a story and develop with it and continue on, because they didn't know if this should happen or that should happen or whatever should happen. So but what I like about the anime is that they're very smart in their decisions. They don't make any stupid mistakes. But the bad thing about the anime, but I wouldn't really consider it a bad thing, is that people are expected to... God damn my phone. People are expected to know what's going on. In the anime, it might kind of seem like time to time that it's very quick paced and you don't know what's understanding going on. It's like, wait, what the heck? What the hell just happened there? Did he time travel? I don't know. So, those type of questions are asked during this anime. And that's why I kind of gave it an 8.5. Not because it's a bad anime. It's a great anime. It's actually my favorite anime. And the reason why I'm rough on it is because, I look for things that are bad on it. Though they're a 10 out of 10 in my head, they may be an 8.5 out of nowhere. Like, I try to bring other people's, judgment on it and what people would normally see as a whole rather than me myself. So, an 8.5, not bad. It's a great anime. I truly recommend it. And, sorry, my dog is just like, what the hell? So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. So, here's the thing. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to summarize my stuff. So, what to expect? It's going to be weird off the bat. It's not your normal type of anime. But if you let it progress, if you let the story move on, the story is very good. It's very well planned, although, you might lose track. I really think that you should focus on listening to what they say and listening to and watching what's happening, because this anime is not really an anime where you can just look and just kind of, oh yeah, I got an idea, but it doesn't work that way. So really listen to the story. Another thing, the characters are done very well in this anime, and I that gave me a lot of points and why I like this anime. Kurisu is actually one of my favorite female anime characters of all time. She is done very well, and I just like her character and her just a lot of things about her, if you know what I mean. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, even Okabe, he's done so good. He captures like this image of a mad scientist. When you think of a scientific anime, you can't really imagine it. But the characters, just the story itself was able to do so good and create something unexpected. That's the one word that I loved to say about this anime. Unexpected. And it's just so good. I really recommend it if you haven't watched it. I hope you agree with me, and if you don't, shout at me at the comments and yell at me or whatever. So I'm going to play the ending song for you guys, well, the last seconds of it because of copyright, and then I'll do my outro. So hold on your horse.
At Ally Bank, no branches equals great rate.
I hope you guys enjoyed that ad at the end. I added that just for special spice. But yeah, sorry about that. I'm sorry about the ad and shit. I know, it's terrible. Bleh, I know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this anime review of Steins Gate. So don't worry, there will be more to come. There will always be 2 per week, so remember that. This has been Ray Solution, and I'll see you guys later!